everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I'm hoping the majority of you know already now that we are expecting baby number 2, which we are over the moon about. If you haven't watched our surprise video, then I will leave a link down here to watch it, so maybe go and watch that first before this, so it makes more sense. But yeah, we are expecting baby number 2. We are so excited, over the moon, and yeah, we're just like sinking it all in at the moment. So I just want to say a massive thank you to all your lovely comments and messages on my channel, Instagram, Twitter, private messages, and it really does mean the world to us, and we read every single comment. Tilly's here with me. Every time I do a video, she's like, I'm getting in, I want to be centre of attention. Say hi. Hi. Are we having another baby? Yeah, we are, aren't we? So yeah, we are pregnant, and this is one of the 4 pregnancy tests that I took. We were in such shock, even though we were planning for a baby, it still came as like a massive shock. And I'm thinking of doing a separate video all about kind of like trying to conceive and stuff. So yeah, we took 4 pregnancy tests. I did want to mention that I'm currently 8 weeks pregnant. I'm actually 8 weeks and 5 days pregnant, and I know it's very early to announce, and you should preferably wait until after 12 weeks, but there was no way I could hide this pregnancy from my viewers, my family, my friends, because of, first of all, how I've been feeling. This pregnancy has been so different to Ellie's, and I have been struggling quite a bit with it. But also I found that there wasn't many videos on early pregnancy, so when I was going through everything that I went through and I was searching on YouTube, there was hardly anything out there. So me announcing that I'm pregnant early, hopefully it won't jinx anything, but if anything was to happen, touch wood, and I pray to God that it doesn't, but if something did happen, then I would still like film how I'm feeling and the journey, and my channel is very open, and I want to include my viewers as much as possible. So I hope you understand why I've announced early. Some people might agree, some people will disagree, but this is our choice, and we were so excited to announce it anyway. So yeah, I hope that being in the early stages does help people, and I've had so many messages from women that are around the same weeks as I am, about 6 to 8 weeks, saying that they're so glad that they can go through it with me, and it's just really sweet, and it doesn't make you feel like so alone. Let's go back to maybe how I found out. So we're going to talk about how I found out, and kind of like how I've been feeling, my symptoms, and up until now. There's quite a lot to include in this, so it might be quite long. So we found out on the 24th of March, and that was quite a sad week for us. The Sunday before then, we found out that our nan passed away, sadly, so it was a really, really sad and tough time. Believe it or not, I was pregnant, and I didn't obviously know. I'm going to talk about how long we were trying for and stuff in another video, because I think that will be quite helpful for people as well. But yeah, we was trying for quite a while, nothing was happening, and I was getting really, really kind of stressed about it, and I felt like there was a lot of pressure on me as well, because when I do Q&As or live YouTube videos, everyone would be like, when are you having baby number 2, and you know, making up that I'm pregnant already, even though I wasn't. So when I did announce that I was pregnant, a lot of people were like, I knew I was right, I knew you were pregnant back in blah blah blah, but I wasn't. I only found out at the end of March, and the date today is currently the 28th of April, so I've been pregnant for just over a month that I've known. So yeah, my nan passed away on a Sunday, and we found out on the Thursday. basically every time it was kind of due around my period, you can take a pregnancy test up till like 4 days before your period. So that's what I did. I took a pregnancy test. I always had them in the flat because we were trying, so I always had a pregnancy test on me. It was about 4 days until my period, and I said to Paul, I'm just going to take a test because, you know, I just want to get it out of the way, sort of thing. I'm probably not pregnant. I was like 100% sure I wasn't pregnant because that's what the response was every month that we were getting. So yeah, I was in the bathroom and we moved into the kitchen. I don't know why, but we moved into the kitchen and it took ages to flash up, I remember. And this is what happens anyway when you're trying, like it just flashes and flashes and flashes, and then it usually was not pregnant for me. So I thought it was going to be the same thing for us. And I remember Ellie was in the bedroom and it flashed up pregnant, and I literally fell to the floor. Like I was just in complete shock. Even though we was trying, it's such a bizarre feeling that we were trying, and people will probably be like, why was you in shock then? Because you know it's coming. I think because I took so many pregnancy tests and I got the negative, it just, you know, it kind of brings it down and you just suspect a negative all the time. So yeah, it flashed up pregnant and I was like shaking. Paul was with me as well. Paul just went like, what? Like something like that. I can't actually remember what Paul did, but I just burst out crying because I was like, it's finally happened after all this time. And people that have been trying for a baby, and I've had loads of messages as well saying how hard it is, and I can only imagine like people that have been trying for years how hard it must be, because it's such a horrible feeling. So yeah, it turned out to be positive, and I just remember crying my eyes out. And I had to tell Ellie because she saw me like that, and I think she was a bit like scared and probably thinking, what on earth is going on, what's happening to mummy? So I told her, and some people agree with that, some people don't, but Ellie's very grown up for her age. She knows exactly what's happened. She's only once said, mummy, is the baby coming tomorrow? Like I thought every day she'd be like, mummy, when's the baby coming? You know, blah blah blah, every single day, but she hasn't. She's been really involved, which I really like. I love how like she can see my belly growing already, and she always helps me out and asks if I'm okay. So it's really nice that she's involved. So yeah, we found out, and I actually sent Paul out to get more pregnancy tests because I was like, before I get my hopes up even more, I want to be 100% sure. So I took another 3 pregnancy tests and they were all positive. They said 1 to 2 weeks pregnant, which I was, and I had no symptoms because I was so early on. Like I had no symptoms at all. Every time I was near my period, I'd just always take a test. Yeah, then I rang up the doctors and booked an appointment for the following week. That's just kind of like a booking in appointment where you confirm you're pregnant, and they kind of transfer you to like the midwives and stuff. And by my last period date, she said I was 4 weeks pregnant, and I was like, I can't be 4 weeks pregnant because the pregnancy test says 1 to 2 weeks pregnant. And I know the day we actually conceived, so it would technically be that I am 1 to 2 weeks pregnant. And the doctor said they calculate it by your last period, so technically you probably are 1 to 2 weeks pregnant, but the way they work it out, I'm actually 4 weeks pregnant from my last period. She said it all makes sense later on down the line in the pregnancy. I was so confused about that. I don't remember that with Ellie. I think I was further down the line though when I found out I was pregnant with Ellie. So I was actually 4 weeks pregnant. So 4 weeks ago that's gone really quick. So yeah, I had really bad, I think after that doctor's appointment, that's when the symptoms started kicking in. And the nausea has been absolutely horrendous. I had it really early, so I had that about 5 weeks, I'd say it started, maybe 6 weeks. It was just after my nan's funeral, the sickness started, and I've had it every day up until now. I've still got it, and I never really had that with Ellie. I mean, I had morning sickness with Ellie, but I had it quite later on in the pregnancy, and once I got sick I was absolutely fine. This has been 24/7 constant, and it's worse in the morning. So when I'm making Ellie breakfast and I walk into the kitchen, I actually throw up, and I haven't even eaten anything. It's just like the thought of food and stuff. So I've been throwing up, but not a lot where I need to go on tablets. And I actually spoke to my doctor, and they said if you are uncontrollably throwing up and you can't keep any water down, then you will have to go on tablets, because you might be dehydrated as well. So I haven't been that bad where I need to go on tablets, but I would say the nausea is worse than the actual throwing up. It is constant, and there was 2 weeks I actually stayed in bed. So I was like on bed rest. I could not get up. If I got up, I'd feel really weak, dizzy, and like I couldn't even go out. And I felt really bad Nelly because it was during half term, so it was quite easy for me because I didn't have to do any school runs then. And Ellie's quite a home girl, so she would love to stay at home all day. It wouldn't bother her. She doesn't need to get out. Whereas some children, they have to go out every day. Ellie's not really like that. So it was quite nice for me and her to snuggle up and watch films and read books in bed. But I did feel absolutely terrible for the whole 2 weeks. Oh no, she was off for 3 weeks actually. I didn't even go out. So yeah, that was quite hard. So yeah, I was on bed rest for 2 weeks, and then when she went back to school, I had to get up. And this is the bit I'm struggling with now, because she's back at school. There's days where I don't want to get up and I just want to stay in bed because I feel that awful, but I can't let it beat me. So ever since she's went back to school, I've been up every day out of bed. Still taking it easy. I haven't done anything major, but yeah, it's been pretty tough. And usually when I drop Ellie off to preschool, I stay in town for the 3 hours, and I'm finding that really, really hard. I just can't wait to get home, and because I feel more comfortable at home. There's nothing worse than being in public and feeling like you're going to throw up. So I have to bring like my sick bags and stuff with me. It's that bad. I did go into Boots once when I dropped Ellie off because I felt so bad, and I felt really weak, and I thought like I need to go home, or I need something. And they recommended these sick band things here, so you put them on your wrist. I had these on for a solid 2 weeks and they don't seem to be doing anything, so I have took them off. I think I will start using them again, but loads of people swear by them, but for me they're not doing anything. I've been drinking tons of water, orange juice as well, and I have been keeping them down, so I haven't been throwing up and like losing fluids and stuff. So I mean, that's really good, and I can't complain because I know there are so many women that are suffering with it worse than me. But it's just the nausea. So yeah, apart from that, I haven't had any major symptoms. I've got the sore boobs. They can be quite painful as well. I remember having a shower last night and just the water on my boobs was killing me. The bloating, I've still got that as well. So I think that's what's making the nausea quite bad as well, because of how uncomfortable I'm feeling. And I'm 8 weeks in. Let's check how many days I am. I'm 8 weeks and 3 days. And some people say it goes away after your first trimester, but some people have said that they had it throughout the whole pregnancy, which really scares me. And I don't want to sound like I'm moaning constantly about this pregnancy, because I am so over the moon to be pregnant, and it's just, because it's such a different pregnancy to Ellie, it was kind of a shock for me. And I do feel like because I had such a good pregnancy with Ellie, this might be a little bit different. And tiredness is a killer as well. I'm in bed by 8:30 every night, which is not like me. I usually go to bed at 11:30, midnight. So that's changed, but I do find that having the early nights are helping, because when I'm more tired in the evenings, the sickness really gets bad. So as soon as I've had my dinner, I lay in bed and I might watch Towie or something, and then I'm in bed. So yeah, they're my symptoms. I've got the same symptoms from about 5-6 weeks pregnant. I've been taking Pregnacare original tablets. A lot of people, when I posted this on Instagram, said that these could be causing my sickness, and they had really bad experiences with these. Personally, I've gone 2 days without these and I've still got the sickness, and I took these with Ellie and I was absolutely fine with these. Like, I had no side effects or anything. So I just generally think it's the baby. I don't think it's the tablets. And I know you can take folic acid and stuff, but these have just got like everything in them. So I'm still taking these. So yeah, we did book a early scan. We paid for it. We didn't get it on the NHS or anything. And usually women that have previous miscarriages or anything like that tend to have the early scan. I never had one with Ellie. I just waited till I was 12 weeks. But because I was feeling so rough, and there was times throughout my pregnancy where I was thinking, I'm going to have twins. Like, because I was that sick, I thought there was twins in my belly. And so many people said it to me. So I was like, I need to get this checked. And I was just constantly worrying because of like how I'm feeling. And I know it's all good signs and everything. But yeah, I just wanted to confirm it and everything. So I was exactly 8 weeks. I had it on Tuesday, just gone. At Mothercare, actually. My local Mothercare has got scans there, so that was really helpful. And yeah, she said there was only one baby, which I was really shocked about. So there's only one baby, and she said it's measuring bang on track for 8 weeks. Really good size already, even though I think it was the size of a kidney bean at 8 weeks exactly. So but she said everything's looking good. We got to see the heart flickering as well, which was amazing because of how small it is. But yeah, we just got a few little photos there. It's really hard to make it out on the early scans as well compared to the 12-week one. My 12-week scan is, I think it's the 23rd of May or the 24th. I've got it in my calendar. So yeah, these are our little scan photos. You can see how small it is in that photo. And my due date, my estimated due date is the 5th of December. I forgot to actually say that. The 5th of December, which is so exciting because Ellie's birthday is in November. And this baby's going to come around the 5th of December. So it's going to be a Christmassy baby. It's going to be a very expensive 2 months with Ellie and the new baby. But we are so excited. I love winter babies as well. So yeah, we had our early scan and I'm so glad I did. Because it kind of put my mind at ease a little bit more. And yeah, we just got to wait for our 12-week one now. I also had my first midwife appointment on Monday. It was really long. It was an hour and a half, which I was not expecting. But they've put me down as high risk because of my C-section. And she said, you're not high risk as in there's anything wrong with your pregnancy at the moment, like you've got diabetes or high blood pressure or anything like that. But she said because of my previous C-section, I'm put down immediately as high risk. So she said there's nothing wrong with you. Maybe later on down the line we will have to monitor you near like the due date, but she said you're technically not high risk, but they have to put you down as high risk. So yeah, she took blood as well from me, which was pretty dramatic. I had Ellie with me in Paul, and I absolutely have a massive fear of needles, but because Ellie was there, I was like just being a brave woman. I didn't want her to, you know, sense that I'm scared of it, and just for her future, in case she has injections, I don't want her to think, oh my goodness, I'm terrified, that sort of thing. So I was just being brave and shut my eyes, and she could not get any blood from my arm. She found a vein, but she just couldn't get any blood from me, and she was going to send me to the hospital, and I was like, please don't send me to the hospital, like I don't want to be sitting there for more than 2 hours, because it just makes me worse. So she tried on my other arm, and it took her a good 10 minutes to get blood from me, and my arm's pretty bruised now actually. It's gone down actually, but it was really bruised. So yeah, they done that. She said she's going to send my bloods off, but I'm hoping I'm not anemic, because I was anemic with Ellie. She took my urine as well, and she said that was absolutely fine. She weighed me and then just spoke about like how I'm feeling, and how my pregnancy went with Ellie, what I'd want for this pregnancy and this delivery. I've had a lot of questions asking about if I'm having a VBAC, which is a vaginal birth after a C-section, or will I be having a C-section again. At the moment I'm still very early, and I haven't even thought about that, but I think we will go down the road of having a C-section. But I will talk about that near the time when I do my birth plans and stuff, because I'm very early still. Will we be finding out if it's a boy or girl? And the answer is yes. We plan to do a gender reveal as well, and a baby shower, so that's going to be really exciting. A lot of questions saying like, I hope it's a boy next, and you know, how would you feel if you had another girl? I'm actually going to do a video all about gender, just gender everything, gender reveal, gender disappointment, because it is a topic on Channel Mum at the moment, so that's going to be my next video, so look out for that. So yeah, I think that's everything. So what I want to talk about is how I'm showing so much already, and I mean, I'm 8 weeks, 3 days, and a lot of it could be bloating and just everything like stretching. But everyone I've seen, my mum, my sister-in-law, I went to a baby shower on the weekend, and there was a few people that commented on how much I'm showing already, and I thought of it too, but I think it's just a lot of other stuff. But because the baby's only tiny, I think it's the size of a kidney bean, so there's no way that I could be having a bump at the moment. But I'm going to show you it, and I think you probably will think it's quite big, so I don't know what's going on with my body at the moment. I've still been eating. A lot of people are asking because of how sick I'm feeling, am I still eating? And the answer is yes. I actually have, I had to speak to the midwife about this because I had a constant hunger pain. It's not so bad now, but in the first few weeks I had, you know when you get a hunger pain, I had that 24/7, and it was making me really sick and just really depressed. So I would eat, but it would make it worse. And I've been, the first couple of weeks I was literally eating toast, crackers, breadsticks, but now I can eat more than that because I know that my body needs it. So I'm still eating everything that I'm eating before. What else? I've been drinking tons of water. I've gone off tea quite a lot. I can have 1 cup of tea a day, but even that I can never finish it. I've gone off tea quite a bit actually. So yeah, it's been like crazily different to Ellie's. Ellie is so excited. I've had so many comments saying like, I can't wait to see Ellie with the baby, and she's going to be such a good sister. And honest to God, she is so excited. She's really supportive already. Like, she helps me out so much, and I know she's going to be the best big sister ever. She says it's a boy. Everyone's saying boy. I would not care if it was a boy or a girl, as long as it's healthy. But like I said, I'm going to talk about that more in a separate video. But yeah, I hope this wasn't too long. I've probably got to edit so much out of this because I've been rambling, but there's been so much to talk about, and I have wanted to do this video about a week or 2 weeks ago, but because of how rough I was feeling and I was in bed, there was just no way I could get up, get myself dressed and film a video. So now that I have a little bit of energy left, I mean, I still have the nausea, but I just have to kind of beat it and get on with things, because otherwise I can't stay in bed for the whole pregnancy, especially with a toddler. And I think that's what has hit me the most, is my first pregnancy. I had work, but because I was working with my dad, I could have sick days and it was a bit more relaxed, whereas now I have a three and a half year old, and there's no time for relaxing, so it's a lot harder. But yeah, we're so excited about this little adventure. Paul is over the moon for baby number 2 as well, so we couldn't be any happier. So yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts, and let me know if you've been suffering with any nausea, or how many weeks are you if you're currently pregnant. I'd love to know. And yeah, make sure you're subscribed, because there's going to be plenty of pregnancy updates now. I'm hopefully going to be doing them every week or every 2 weeks. If nothing really changes, then it'll be every 2 weeks. Yeah, but I hope to be vlogging everything, like the scan and gender reveal, stuff like that. So yeah, I hope you all have a lovely day, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye! Okay, so I forgot to show you my bump. Now, bear in mind, this is probably not even a bump, it's probably just all bloating, but this is 8 weeks and 3 days. Can you see how big I am already, everyone? Like, what is going on? My belly button's out already as well. I had a outie belly button with Ellie, but later on in the pregnancy, so I don't know what is happening. But yeah, that looks like a 4-month, 5-month belly there. Like, there was no way I was showing this much with Ellie in the first pregnancy. So yeah, this is my belly like all the time. It doesn't go down, which is just crazy. That's what it looks like.